everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to KingSpade channel. So during the grand final ROX tournament streaming recently, the game had also shared in the stream the future updates that will be implemented in ROX. There are a lot of stuff going to be added in the game, like the new job class Tag 1, a new 15-man party raid, new collab event, expanded home system, more star cards added, more holiday events, and one thing that intrigued the players the most is the job class balance. During the live stream, it is revealed that the job class that will undergo revamp or balance are the Bard and Dancer, Hunter, Monk, Crusader, Knight, and Thief. In the live stream, project manager Mr. Sun Sang Woong had briefly explained what other changes will be for all of the job class mentioned, but no further details had been shown. Fortunately, the Korean official ROX website Never had revealed all of the job class balance details in a recent post, and that is what we're going to look at in this video. We're going to look at all of the class balance for this time one by one. Now, usually whenever there is an update from either the Taiwan server or the Korean server, I will translate the content word by word myself to English. But this time, because I want to make this video as fast as I can to immediately share this info to you, I use the help of direct Google Translate and without much cross-checking on the grammar. So I will be correcting the translation of the job balance info as we go into the video. So first up, we have the general update for all job class. Now the skill fix cooldown reduction can be reduced up to 5 seconds. The fixed cast time is fixed at 1 second. Next, the Bard and Dancer job class. The Bard Shadow Equipment Musical Strike skill damage is reduced. Musical Strike Shadow Equipment skill at level 1 increases the final penetration by 42% at maximum stacks. After the revamp, it is now only increased 18% at maximum stacks, about half the value. Next, the Shadow Equipment Music Strike 2 skill. The PvP final physical damage bonus is also reduced, about the same value as the Musical Strike 1 skill. This adjustment is also reflected on the Dancer Shadow Equipment Throw Arrow skill. Next, moving on to the Bard and Dancer skill set, Punk Voice and Energy Beat skill range is reduced from 12 meters to 5 and 8 meters respectively. Dominion Impulse skill damage is now scaled with the skill level. From my calculation, after the adjustment, the previous skill damage will be similar to level 5 Dominion Impulse skill. At maximum level, it will have higher damage multiplier. Range is reduced. Reverberation skill is now last longer from 10 to 15 seconds. And the last one, Great Echo skill range is reduced from 12 to 8 meters. Overall, the Bard and Dancer will no longer can rely on the Musical Strike and Throw Arrow skill to deal damage after the adjustment and have a shorter skill range as well. Next, my favorite part of the class balance, the Hunter. I can be biased because my main character is the Ranger. So what do we have for Ranger this time? The Walk Strike skill dash distance is increased from 6 to 12 meters. This skill is not widely used for attack. It is mostly an escape skill during instance or MVP hunt or PvP. So this can increase the Ranger survivability during those situations. Next, True Sight skill. Previously, this is a more exclusive to the crit build Hunter, but now it is added with final penetration stat. What's more, all of the included stats are also scaled with the Dex stat. Every 50 points of Dex will increase the attack, crit damage, and final penetration stat. I am so happy with these changes. Now with the added penetration stat as a penetration build, I can now focus on adding more final physical damage bonus stat instead of cracking my head on how I can increase my final penetration stat. Next, the Aim Bolt skill. Now this skill gone through some major adjustment. The damage multiplier is now scaled with the skill level. level, and at maximum level, it deals twice the damage than before. The damage is then further increased that scale with the dex stat. Its attack range is also increased from 12 meters to 20 meters. Wow, that distance is very long. And its cooldown is reduced by 4 seconds if the target HP is less than 50%. Aim Bolt is one of the strongest skills that the ranger has, usually used for instant boss, for MVP in the Endless Tower for that burst damage, and now it is even stronger. And the last one, Precision Shot skill. Previously, this skill is more benefit to the INT Falcon Hunter build for its 3 times attack. The aided attack damage is not that great, only an increase of 20% in total if compared to a single hit. But now, the attack combined is 3 times the damage of a single hit, which is insane. So now, not only this skill is still good for INT Falcon user, it is also benefit the crit ranger build as well. Overall, a tremendous damage increase for ranger, and I can't wait for this to be implemented. Next is the monk. The first skill is the steel body. The HP recovery chance is now scaled with the skill level. The higher the skill level, the higher the recovery chance. Next, extraordinary skill. After the adjustment, now you need to consume 2 spirit spheres to negate the negative status inflicted on you. So no more unlimited immunity. You are bound to how many spirit sphere you have to activate the skill. Next, body relocation. This is an escape skill. Previously, it does not consume any spirit sphere in critical explosion stat, but after the revamp, it is now consumed spirit spheres, and the teleport distance is also different in normal and critical explosion stat. 8 meters in normal stat and 13 meters in critical explosion stat. Next, gentle touch skill. The condition to trigger one spirit sphere is now increased from losing 5% HP to 10% HP. And lastly, the Asura strike skill. The damage is now scaled with the skill level. Higher skill level will have higher damage. At maximum level, it has higher damage than the previous skill. And the skill additional damage increase that scale with the strength stat is now limited to 800%. Overall, the monk is now not totally immune to negative effect and produce less spirit sphere, and the Asura strike skill damage ceiling is now capped. Next, the Crusader job class. The first skill is pinpoint attack. This skill is now scaled with the strength stat. With higher strength, this skill will have higher final penetration stats and deal a lot more damage. Next, Holy Cross skill. This skill is now imbued with the Holy Power buff, which increase your attack and movement speed. Next, the Grand Cross skill is added with a new effect. If the Holy Cross skill generates the Holy Power buff, the Grand Cross skill consumes the Holy Power buff to increase your damage. Next, Pressure skill. It is now need to consume the Holy Power buff to activate the skill. Previously, there is no such requirement, and the skill is now has a 7 seconds fixed cooldown. Next, Ray of Genesis skill is added with new effect. Now, whenever you consume the Holy Power buff, it will give additional effect based on how many stacks it consumes. Consume 1 or more stacks, the target within the range will receive increased Holy Attribute damage. Consume 2 or more stacks, remove buff from the target, and consume 3 and more stacks, it will freeze the target. Next, Moon Slasher. The damage multiplier is increased and aided with new effect. Consuming the Holy Power buff can block the damage received, and the fixed cooldown is increased from 4 to 20 seconds. And lastly, the Overbrand skill. This skill is also added with new effect. By consuming the Holy Power buff, the damage of the skill is increased based on how many stacks it consumes. For me, it looks like the Crusader is becoming like the monk. Most of the skills are now need the Holy Power stacks to be used, just like Spirit Spheres for monk. Next, we have the Knight job class, and we have 2 skills here that will be adjusted: weapon blocking and cavalry training. The weapon blocking skill is totally revamped. Instead of increase your normal attack, the skill is now deal kind of like a reflect damage, and the block attack is now limited to 15 times. For cavalry training, weapon, it is now added with courage buff, which increase your movement speed and defense. Nothing major for the knight class, but I wonder if the weapon blocking skill adjustment is actually a good thing or not. Let me know your thought at the comment section below. Alright, the last job class for adjustment for this time is the thief. The first one, we have roll away skill. The condition to trigger the reduced damage effect is reduced from 35% HP to 25% HP, and the damage reduction is now scaled with the skill level, which at maximum level have a higher damage reduction stat than the previous one. Next, meteor assault skill damage is additionally increased, that scaled with the strength stat. This is actually a good adjustment. I mean, this is one of the skill that is rarely used in PvE because of its not so great damage. Next, Grim Tooth skill. This skill also get additional damage that scale with the strength stat. Next, Soul Destroyer skill. Just like Meteor Assault and Destroyer skill, this skill too added with extra damage that scale with strength or dex stat. And one thing to note is that this skill is now also can crit. Although this skill is already an ignore defense damage, but with the possibility of crit, the damage can be further increased if used by the crit build user. Next, the Black Claw skill. This skill is added with, I think, similar to the bleed or burn effect. The target final HP ratio is decreased after inflicted by the wound effect. And lastly, Dark Illusion skill. The dash distance is now longer from 6 meters to 13 meters and is added with, I think, similar to Dispel effect, removing all control effect, and not only that, immune to negative status effect and increased movement speed. For Thief, I feel like most of the skills adjusted are so that they can be used frequently, not just for PvP, but also in PvE in general. Now, Assassin as one of the PvP-oriented job class in the current game version had lost its spot in the PvP arena. With the Dark Illusion skill revamp, maybe it will give more utility for the Assassin to move around the PvP arena. Alright, that is all of the job class balance for this time. What do you think of the job class adjustment? Do you like the things that will be changed, or do you feel like it is not the right adjustment that you would prefer? Let me know your thoughts at a comment below. That's it for this video. This time video shout out goes to... Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.